Number 3, we want to look at the conversion between percent and decimal. So first one, we want to rewrite the 26% as a decimal. So 26%, as we said, by definition, is 26 divided by 100. So 26 divided by 100, we move this is decimal place of the 26 is at the end. We want to move the decimal place forward by 2 places to here. So that would be 0.26, 0.26. That's the final decimal answer. So 7% is 7 over 100. So that's 0.07. So these we want a student to figure out. We want to rewrite the 0.081 as a percent. So how do we convert a decimal into a percent? We divide that number by 100. But as a fraction form, we got to have multiply 100 to the top and the bottom. So divided by 100 on the bottom, so the top would become 8.1, the bottom is 100, so that's why it's 8.1%. So 0.34, to convert that into percent, we multiply top and bottom by 100. So the bottom is 100, the top is 34, so therefore it's 34%. Okay. So here is a little bit of calculations. For example, this is 25% of a 200. 25% of 200, we can, okay, so 25% by definition is this. So in fraction form, this basically says if you divide the total into 100 parts, 100 little units, you take out 25 of those, okay? Now you got 200 of those. How many units do you take out? So you multiply the top and bottom by 2. So the top would become 50. So this is the true definition of fractions. You have 100. You take out 25. Now you got 200, so you take out 50. So 25% of a 200 is 50. Or this, you can do it in another way. 200 multiply 25%. 25%, we convert that into decimal numbers. Basically, 25 divided by 100 is 0.25. 0.25. So 200 multiply 0.25. We can do it just as we do for multiplication using whole numbers. So 0.25 multiply 200. So we can leave the 2 zeros out because 0 multiply anything is still 0. We carry down the 2 zeros, and 25, that's a 10, 225, that's a 5. So now the tricky part is 0.25, the decimal place is not at the end, it's not whole numbers. So we got to bring the decimal place forward by 2. That means we divide it by 100. So the total multiplication number has to be divided by 100. So the final answer would be 50. So you can carry out in the multiplication form too, or just use the basic definition for percentage. Okay, here 22.5% of a 40. So if we do in the multiplication way, 40 multiply 22.5%. 22.5% into decimal numbers is 0.225. So now this multiplication would become 40 multiply 0.225. We can do it in, so multiplication, you can follow that, or now we do 225 multiply 40. 0.2809. So now remember, you got to bring the decimal place in by 3 places. So you divide this one, move the decimal place to here. So the final answer is a 9. Okay, 300%. We want to convert that into decimal numbers. 300 divided by 100. This is actually an integer number of 3. 3 of 15, that means is the multiples of 15 by 3, right? So that's 15 multiplied 3, that's total of 45. So now is a 1/4% of 1,000. What is a 1/4%? A quarter is 0.25% multiply 1,000. So here, if I rewrite this one as 0.25 divided by 100, this is the definition for percent. Multiply 1,000. And remember, so now I'm going to do it a slightly different way. I have 1,000 here, and I have 100 here. Remember, we have A divided by B multiplied C equals to A multiplied C divided by B. That's the what we learned last time. So now 1,000 divided by 100, that's a 10. So 0.25 multiplied 10 is 2.5. What percent of 100 is 63? So you divide something into 100 units, you take out 63. So that's a 63%. So here, we want to pick one or two examples. 40 is what percent of 200? Basically, use a 40 divided by 200. That's 1 over 5, or that's 0.2. So convert this decimal number into percentage. So 0.2, we want divided by 100. Into fraction form, we need to multiply the numerator by 100 as well. So the top is 20, bottom is 100. So that's 20%. So this one, I want a student to carry out by themselves. 80 is 20% of what number? Okay, so 20% is 20 over 100. So basically, this is 1 over 5. If we write the diagram, the graphical form, 1 over 5, you divide something into 5 different parts. And one of them represents 80. So 5 units is what? 1 unit is 80. You got 5. So the total is 5 multiplied 80. A quarter is 250% of what number? So 250% is 250 divided by 100. So that's 2.5. A quarter is